When I searched up on YouTube, colognes that girls love to smell in a man or colognes that women love, I found hundreds, even thousands of videos on this topic. But then interestingly, when I searched up the opposite, colognes that girls don't like to smell in a man, it's like people are scared to talk about it. I'm not sure why. So here I am. I'm going to make this video. I'm basing this purely off my experiences from my mom, grandparents, ex-girlfriends, friends that I have that are girls. Time and time again, they just don't seem to like these fragrances. They always give negative reactions. So here we go. Up first is Versace Blue Jeans. Out of this list, this is actually probably the one that has gotten the most negative reactions. Not even just from girls that I've had try this, but also guys too. I think I'm yet to find someone that actually enjoys the way that this fragrance smells. The note breakdown of this fragrance is all over the place. I think there are over like 30 notes that they claim to have used in this. I don't get half of them. All I get is just a very floral, powdery, heavy fragrance that just smells extremely old school and barbershop-like, but it also smells very chemically made, very poorly blended. I can see why no one that I've made smell this has liked it. It's just not good in my opinion. The only thing it has going for it is that it is relatively inexpensive. I believe I picked this one up for around 30 Australian dollars, which I guess is a positive. I've met a lot of people claiming on, my comment section on TikTok that this just smells fresh and clean. I completely disagree. It is fresh, but it doesn't smell clean to me at all. Like I said, it has a very chemical, kind of almost like chlorine smell to it, and I'm not even exaggerating. But yeah, I always describe this as it smells like an old man walking through the forest, because there is also a woody element to it. I blind bought this thing around 6 months ago. I sprayed it on my hand, made a review, said it was the worst thing I've ever smelt, and I don't think I've worn it since. But since I have bought this fragrance, I have smelt a lot of things worse than this, I will admit. However, 6 months later, I still absolutely despise this stuff. Every girl that I've ever had try this has said the same. Every guy friend that I have that has tried this has said the same. I'm sorry, Versace Blue Jeans, I just don't think I'm ever gonna learn to like you. And if you're out there watching this, considering buying this thing, definitely try it first. But my honest opinion would just be stay the hell away from it in general. Before a girl even notices the fragrance you're wearing or how you smell, there is one thing that they will always notice first, and that is your face. It is what most guys miss and all women notice, and that is taking care of your skin. And this is why I am super excited to have Tiege Hanley as the sponsor of today's video. They help men start and maintain a skincare routine by simplifying the entire process. I recommend that you start with their level 1 system. This comes with all the basics that you need to keep your skin smooth and healthy. Up first is a daily wash to get rid of dirt and grime from your skin. Next, it comes with a 2 times a week exfoliating scrub to remove dead skin cells. An SPF 20 moisturizer for the morning, because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun. And finally, it comes with a PM moisturizer to wear at nighttime, which keeps your skin healthy and hydrated even while you're asleep. My favorite part about Tiege Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction guide which tells you how to use the product, how much to use, and when to use it. They really make the process of keeping care of your skin so simple and easy. Tiege Hanley's products have made my skin look and feel better than ever, but you don't even have to take my word for it. Take a look at their 10,000 plus 5-star reviews from happy customers all over the world. Over 60% of my YouTube audience is on the younger side, from ages of 18 to 24, but you are not off the hook because prevention is key. So do yourself a favor and get yourself some Tiege Hanley products. Your future self will thank you. And because Tiege is sponsoring this video, they are offering you an amazing deal. All you have to do is simply click the first link in my description to get 40% off your first skincare system, and you'll also get a free gift. Plus, any Tiege Hanley member gets 20% off for life. By the way, one of their new gift options is a silicone body scrubber worth $20. Trust me on this, once you get one of these, you will never want to go back to your regular loofah ever again. This thing is next level. So now, instead of just smelling amazing, you have the opportunity to make your skin look amazing as well. Click the first link in the description to check out Tiege Hanley. The second fragrance that we will be talking about in this video is Mancera's Red Tobacco. Trust me, Blue Jeans is hated, but this one is a pretty close second. I'm still yet to meet a girl that likes the smell of this, except one that kind of liked the dry down. It is honestly not much of a surprise though that both girls and even a lot of guys really dislike this fragrance. The opening is extremely polarizing, meaning that it just straight up smells like a bunch of tobacco ashes mashed together. You don't really get a lot of that vanilla and cinnamon. That comes along more like an hour into the fragrance. So yes, a lot of people will buy this because it's very popular and then be massively let down, myself included. I did learn to love and grow into this fragrance. However, I still do wear it sometimes on really cold winter days, but I just don't really reach for it that much. I'm definitely on the more younger demographic. I'm only 21. This fragrance is definitely made to suit an older demographic, probably 40 plus years old. It smells extremely mature. It's extremely powerful. Girls, the only time I would see a girl liking this on a man is if both of them are over the age of 40 and he's a very mature, kind of grandpa, cigarette addict type of guy. That's literally in my head the only time I could picture a girl liking this. Let me know in the comments if your experience with this fragrance are different. I will wear this one for myself from time to time, but if I'm going on a date with a girl, this and Blue Jeans would be the last two fragrances I would ever consider picking. With that being said though, the performance is a strong point of this fragrance. It is one of the strongest fragrances I've ever tried to this day. I'm talking 12 plus hours longevity with the strongest projection I think I've ever tried. This is like a 2 to 3 spray beast mode fragrance. However, what you're actually spraying doesn't necessarily smell that great. So it's like, do you even want it to be strong at that point? You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is with Red Tobacco, if you are under the age of 30, forget it. I wouldn't even recommend sampling this because the chance of you not liking it is probably around 98%. That does sound harsh, but that's just how it is. And you know, for girls that I've made try this, mum, 2 ex-girlfriends, all 3 of them absolutely despised it. I accidentally sprayed one of my ex-girlfriends on the cheek with this fragrance and it left a red rash for around 2 days. So, you know, maybe there's some bias involved because it did physically scar her, but even the smell she didn't like. No, just for girls, I wouldn't go near this thing. In terms of something that smells somewhat similar to Red Tobacco that I found girls actually do enjoy, it would be Parfums de Barley Carlisle. Tobacco isn't an official listed note in this, but the accords, everything that's blended in it, makes it smell like tobacco, but it's just a lot creamier. It's smoother. It just smells more high quality. The vanilla, the patchouli, the patchouli make it smell very pleasant. I've actually never had a girls try this and I don't really wear it often, but I feel like girls would appreciate this one a lot more. Again, especially on an older guy. If you enjoy Red Tobacco, I recommend getting Parfums de Barley Carlisle instead because chances are both you and the girl that you are either with or trying to get with will enjoy this one a lot more. The next fragrance I'll be talking about is Sauvage Erba Pura. I have had girls say that they really like it, but they only like it on themselves. In fact, one of my ex-girlfriends actually gave a 10 ml sample of this to, and she made it one of her signature scents, but she didn't like it on me. She only liked it on her, and I honestly can totally see why. It is, to me, it smells more like a woman's perfume than a men's cologne, if that makes sense. If this is the unisex line, men, women, I'm saying it's kind of over here, which again, isn't a bad thing. If you're a guy and you can pull it off, you can pull it off. I like to wear it from time to time, but if you're a traditional and you just want to smell manly, bold, that type of thing, stay away from this fragrance. You will not like it. It's fruity, it's creamy, it's extremely fruity actually. I describe it as a creamy fruit basket. It reminds me of like what a mum would wear on a Sunday morning going shopping at her local fruit and veg market. That is very specific, but that is exactly who I envision wearing this fragrance. I used to like it a lot more. I haven't really been wearing it recently. It is just too synthetic smelling for my liking. And it is also just so freaking strong that you almost kind of wish it wasn't as strong. Like it's hard to function in society wearing more than 2 or 3 sprays of this thing. If you want something similar to Erba Pura, but in my opinion better, and it's more affordable, check out Orientica's Royal Amber. This is pretty expensive for a dupe. It's around $100, but it smells slightly less synthetic. It's not quite as strong. It's a tiny bit more masculine. I would still say it leans more on the feminine side. I think it is much better. If I'm going to choose between wearing one or the other, I'm picking Royal Amber every time. I would also bet my money that if someone did a street test and asked a bunch of girls, which of these two would you prefer a guy wearing, 90% of them would say Royal Amber. I don't have any proof, that's just my gut feeling. For what it's worth, if you're quite an eccentric, confident, quirky guy, I think you could really pull off Erba Pura and girls would find it and a very attractive scent on you. It just needs the right wearer. As with most fragrances, if you're the right guy for this fragrance, go, wear it with your heart's content. Up next, I've got to include Dior Sauvage on this list, and I'll also probably include Dior Sauvage Elixir. You guys, if you clicked on this video, you honestly probably saw this coming. Now, the reason it is on here, not that I think girls think it inherently smells bad, or even that guys think it smells bad. I think most, if you just went around and asked on the street, would say it smells amazing, but it is going to remind a lot of them of their ex-boyfriend. The extremely popular nature of this fragrance is both a blessing and a curse. It's a curse because a lot of guys will wear this as their signature scent, especially when they're younger. So a lot of girls will date these guys who wore Sauvage, for 1 to 2 years every day while they were dating them. So if they go out in public and they smell it on another guy, they're just gonna get flashbacks, they're gonna get PTSD, and it's gonna be terrible for you. But it's a blessing because it smells amazing. And if they don't recognize it from another guy, they're probably honestly just gonna think that you smell really, really good. So it's a trade-off, risk versus reward. This might sound silly, but just because of that reason, I do rarely wear this fragrance. I would kind of be self-conscious, say if I wore this at a bar and I was like, there's a good chance I'm about to walk past this person and they're gonna go, oh, I think, one of my friends wears that, or, oh, my ex-boyfriend from 3 years ago, I remember that fragrance. So I don't know, it's a trade-off. I wear this to the gym sometimes. It gets me a lot of hate comments because people are like, Dior Sauvage to the gym is crazy, wicked work. And I'm like, really? I think it's a perfect gym fragrance. It's musky, it's fresh, it's masculine, just 2 or 3 sprays. I think it works perfectly for the gym and I don't wear it for much else. However, I have to say, it's versatile, it's attractive in general, it just smells like a sexy, kind of bad boy-esque type fragrance. As long as they don't recognize it from an ex-boyfriend, you'll be sweet. Magnetic cap, pressurized atomizer. I love Sauvage, man. I'm always gonna have a bottle of it. In fact, it's in my top 10 to 15 fragrances of all time. So I'm not a Sauvage hater. I'm just warning you that there are a certain percentage of girls out there that are gonna smell this on you and get flashbacks to something that they don't wanna get flashbacks to. Now, the reason I included Sauvage Elixir in the list that, the girls don't like is because, I actually don't know. I think I'm really biased because I hate Sauvage Elixir, so maybe my bias is just radiating out in this video, but it is very masculine, it is very barbershop heavy. A lot of girls might not appreciate this on a younger guy. I feel like it suits an older gentleman more, similar to what I was talking about with Red Tobacco and Parfums de Marley Carlisle. I don't know, it's one of those things where I haven't looked at any, public reactions videos. I don't really have a lot of experience with the fragrance because I bought it, wore it for a week, and then sold it. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I just have a little gut feeling that a lot of girls would find it just too strong, too masculine, too overpowering on a younger guy. That's a gut feeling though, take it with a grain of salt. The final fragrance on this list of colognes that girls honestly just don't really like from my experience is one that pains me, and that is Versace Eros Flame. This is probably the best fragrance on this list, and it's one of my favorite designer fragrances of all time. So trust me, I do not want to put it in here, but from past girlfriend experiences, they much prefer the original Eros, which again, massively pains me because I think Eros Flame is superior in every single way. From a pure mass appealing aspect, look, I totally get why most girls would prefer the original Eros, apple, mint, vanilla. Even the note breakdown just sounds appealing, whereas Eros Flame has that orange, it's got spices. It's definitely a little bit more complex and unique. I'm not gonna say it's as challenging as a niche fragrance, but for a designer, it's honestly no surprise to me why it didn't get quite as much hype and attention as the original Eros. I would say if you're a guy looking at a Versace fragrance though, you should at least try Eros Flame, because if you love it, you love it. I really do feel like it is a love-hate relationship fragrance. I personally love it. The orange is beautiful. I get a lot more vanilla than the original Eros, and the performance on my skin is actually better. However, a lot of guys and girls think that the opening is too rosy, it's too orangey. I've even had some guys in my TikTok comment section say that the opening was too feminine, which I found really interesting. It just goes to show that different noses are going to smell different things when they smell the fragrance. So definitely go out, give it a try first. If you're going to blind buy a Versace, get the original one or the Eau de Parfum. These are pretty safe. Honestly, they're compliment magnets. Eros Flame, I don't think is that, but I think it's a better fragrance. I love it. Please go out and try it. That is going to wrap it up on 5 fragrances that from my life experiences I found girls just don't like the smell of them on a man. If you like them, wear them, because who cares at the end of the day? If you're wearing it with confidence, chances are the girl's going to like it on you. So there you go. Like, subscribe, tick the bell so you get notified whenever I post a video. Have a good rest of your day, and I hope this video didn't make you too mad.